Hello and welcome to Real Hi-Fi Help. Does price change perceived value? I feel that there's a rule in life that affects perceived value of things. And I think that we can kind of take this into the hi-fi world where I feel it should state something like this: with more time and more money invested into something, the more the perceived value increases on top of what it's actually worth. So, translated, yes, it means that the stuff that costs more usually sounds better, not just because it's better, but simply because we've used more expensive parts, methods, high tech. But what I'm trying to say is that on top of that, our perceived value also makes something, kind of being considered better, simply because when you save up for something, when you use a lot of time, when you work your ass off every day at work, you have something to look forward to in life. And the more time, the more you can research something, the more you can physically work on it, the more you can, grab that money, save it up, and put it into something. It all kind of comes together, and of course that in a way biases your judgment, but that bias could also mean that you simply just enjoy something more. It's a bit like it's a bit like if you bought a a finished made house, or if you built it yourself. The house that you build yourself, you will most likely enjoy more because you're involved in the process. Time and money has been used. You know how everything has been put together. And I've tried this. I've tried making some really bad speakers, where it made me enjoy certain things of structural parts of the sound a bit more. Changing terminals on certain really bad speakers that I got in the start. It helps you enjoy it. It really does help you enjoy it a tiny bit more, just being involved instead of just like producing cash and saying, boom, give me this, and then you just plug it in. I just feel that, being involved somehow. And I feel that, yeah, just having a system and then just trying a lot of different stuff does affect how you perceive its value. And of course, price also does change perceived value, without a doubt. So let me give you guys a story. I think I've done this before on my channel, but I saved up for almost 30 years for my first real amplifier, which was a Macintosh MA6900. And that stuff took forever to save up for. And buying that new, packing it out, having used so much time on it, I actually remember buying it one day before I started in a new job. That just made it even more sweet, getting through that job. Because it's always hard starting in a new job and using the first 3-6 months time getting to know everything and just feeling overly stressed, and that really helped a lot. So that's kind of a good tip. If you want to get rid of a lot of stress in life, that's one way of doing it. And yeah, it made me able to. I think it made the amplifier actually sound a tiny bit better than it really was, because I just dreamt about it for such a long time. I spent so many damn years saving up for that, and then finally, I got a Macintosh amplifier. I packed it out with the family. I watched it evolve. I did some tweaks on it. That whole process, that whole thing, and of course, it being more expensive than a lot of other gear, of course it makes you enjoy it a bit more, because you know that there are more expensive parts in it, but you also know that on top of that it's more expensive. So simply because it's more expensive, you get to appreciate it more. It has more value. But yeah, you can always make the argument that there are things that are overinflated in price, and just because you know that it's expensive, it could be affecting your judgment. So there's also that part. But just to give a really good example of self-delusional increased value, that could be like buying a headphone with half a kilo of diamonds on it, thinking that it will sound better. That's like an extreme case, but there are products like this on planet Earth. There are ridiculous cars that are being sold with, diamond paint and all kinds of weird stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense, where it's just a lot of bling. It's not necessarily better. And I know a lot of people out there, they like to say, oh, silver this, silver that. It just sounds good and it's just more expensive. Doesn't necessarily mean it's better. That is true. But still, the rule goes, usually, most cases, things are more expensive because more time is used creating this unit or whatever it is you're buying. Better parts are used, more research is done, and of course, some products have an overly inflated price to pretend that it's better than it really is. So there's also that part. So yeah, if you like this content, I'd suggest that you like and subscribe if that's possible. And yeah, this is me logging out. Have a nice day. Bye.